My name is Professor Jose Zamora, and I teach ethnic studies here at Cal State Fullerton.
My name is Dr. Zenya Worth. I'm an assistant professor in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, and my focus area is geotechnical engineering.
My name is Dr. Tultek Chandani. I'm an associate professor of management in the College of Business and Economics.
Hi, I am Elaine Lewinek. I'm a professor of American Studies, and I'm coordinator of our program in Environmental Studies.
My name is Samantha Revert, and I am a lecturer in the Kinesiology Department.
I'm William Richard Layton. I am an associate professor of hydrogeology in the Department of Geological Sciences at Cal State Fullerton.
I make it a point to bring as many of my classes here when we're covering the topics of environmental racism and environmental justice. So I will typically bring students here, I'll have them walk around the Arboretum, I'll have them do a little survey, and then I'll have them relate that to one of the readings about environmental justice.
A lot of interns to the Arboretum, because one of the things that the Arboretum is fabulous about is tailoring internships to students' specific interests, be it education or engineering, hydraulics or psychology. You can study that stuff in the Arboretum, and you can help the Arboretum answer questions that they have.
So in the Fullerton Arboretum, my students and I have done a lot of research here, and I also teach quite a bit. Like most of my classes are actually using the Arboretum, and one class actually was taught entirely at the Arboretum. My specialty is plant biology. I tend to be out with my students to look at different species. So we teach field botany here, which is plant identification. So we get to look at mostly the native plants.
Over the years, we have, our department has utilized the Arboretum a lot because it is a space where we extend our learning environment. Specifically in our science methods courses, we always take a field trip to the Arboretum to be immersed in nature, to ask scientific inquiry, to investigate. In our 450, which is a visual and performing arts class, we take our students to the Arboretum to do observational drawings and to sit in that space of nature and wonder and just be.
Back in the early 2000s, I worked with some local drilling firms and some other local suppliers to actually install several groundwater monitoring wells within the Arboretum property. And so over a course of about 12 months, we installed 3 wells down to about 150 to 160 feet, depending which one they were, and several other borings that we conducted geophysical research on, as well as collect core samples or soil samples from the surface all the way down to 160 feet. And so since that time, we've been monitoring the groundwater for both water levels and a little bit of water quality, and trying to see how the water has changed over time beneath the Arboretum.
I teach the soil mechanics laboratory course, and as part of that, most of what we do is in the lab. We're actually doing experiments in the lab, so it's a really fun time when they get to come out here and collect samples. We take them back to the lab to analyze them, and we also do some field tests on site.
To the Arboretum, I've used it both in-person and asynchronous online classes. I'll send my asynchronous students to the Arboretum to work on some of their projects and assignments there. And for the in-person classes, I bring them on field trips to the Arboretum. We walk around a good portion of the Arboretum and we look at the different habitats, biomes, all the different plants that we find in different parts of the world, which is really cool that the Arboretum represents so many different climate types.
And I have brought my yoga students to the Arboretum every semester as part of one of their classes that they actually do outside of the classroom. And they have the experience of getting to practice yoga near the lake.
I do classes. One of the classes that I teach for our majors is our grade 10, which is watercolor painting. For our landscape project, I have brought students to Arboretum to survey and select ideal setting for their paintings.
There's 2 classes where I have been or will be working with the Arboretum. The first is the Honors 304T class. This is the class, The Science of Happiness and Well-Being. So we talk about concepts related to people's well-being. Last year we did The project we did for that class, a number of students used the Arboretum grounds as the place to do the project. So we sat on the lawn, or we did some meditation, or we went by the waterfall and things like that.
One of the biggest things that I always take away is how involved the Arboretum is with student life, either through internships or research and project opportunities. It really is allowing students to understand nature and sustainability and climate.
Because there's a huge potential for Arboretum, and you just need to see how you can utilize, because it's just a matter of having the tool but not knowing how to use it. So if you go over the manual, let's say this way, and you see like what it can do, there's huge opportunity for using it.
It was just amazing. The students loved it, and you know, it's just such an amazing environment, and you just get to be out here with the objects you're teaching about. For hands-on experience, you just can't beat it.
We have a world-class arboretum on our campus. There are not that many in the world that are as renowned as ours, and I think too few classes use it.
I think that in order to be a good professor, you have to utilize as many resources on campus as you can. And one of my favorite, and I think one of the most effective for students and their mental health, is the Arboretum. I love bringing students here and watching them get kind of hooked on this place. And then they'll come back and with their friends or with their families. My wife and I, when we met here as students, this was actually one of our first dates to come to the Arboretum.
And being in a college classroom with walls that look like this aren't conducive to engaged learning. When we can take it outside, it just enhances the learning experience, and connections become more personal, and learning is enhanced.
Hi, I'm Greg Diamond, director here at Fullerton Arboretum. Remember, you and your students are welcome here at Fullerton Arboretum. Let us know how we can help you teach, do research, gather, or have other activities that will help you with your needs.